You cannot be struggling at age 24, 25. You cannot still be struggling to be the person you are and then be a different person to your friends. No, you don't need that stress in your life, because guess what? Mid-20s comes with a lot of stress. So you cannot still be stressing about trying to project a certain image to certain people or certain friends that you've grown up with because you don't want them to be offended. No. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele Fash. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. If you're a returning subscriber, you know I love you already. Thank you for always coming back. Okay, so today we'll be continuing our girls talk, and today I'll be talking about things to stop doing in your mid-20s. Yeah, I feel like this topic is very important because I realize that there are certain things that when you get to a certain age, okay, there are certain things that are required. For instance, when you're a teenager, we all know that the teenage years is the years of drama. Like, so many things or so much is happening in our body. We're trying to figure out life. We're trying to figure out, you know, what is happening, the changes happening in our body. There are so many things that we're trying to figure out. Okay, so the teenage years is the years of confusion. Okay, so that's what I call it. Okay, we're confused about relationship. We're confused about changes. We're confused about, you know, our education. We are trying to, you know, figure things out. We're trying to fit into friendship. We're trying to be who we are not, just to be able to please certain people or to be able to belong to a certain clique. We are trying to, you know, portray an image that society expects of us at the age. You know, you're trying not to disappoint your parents, at the same time trying to be who you are, you know. So yes, teenage years, I don't envy teenagers, honestly, because teenage years is the years, it's a year of confusion, okay, or it's years of confusion, actually, years of trying to figure things out, years of trying to fit in, or trying to even figure out who you are and trying to fit in into something that you probably are not. Okay, all right, so when you move towards being an adult, okay, from your 18, 19, 20, now, you know, you've kind of gotten a hang of your body, the changes and everything. Okay, you kind of know how your body reacts to certain things. Okay, now you know, you have a better understanding of, you know, friendship and stuff like that. Okay, but there's still some struggles, because for majority of us, you know, 18, 19, 20, at the time we get into university, you know, we're still trying to, you know, make friends, trying to belong. That thing, you know, I don't think that ever goes away, actually, because even when you get to your workplace, it's like the cycle starts all over again. But in the university, it's, you know, it's the same. You're trying to figure out, you know, how to, you know, get your first class, to not to disappoint your parents who are paying your fees. You have assignments, you have projects, you have so many things that is, of course, occupying your mind. Okay, now when you get to your mid-20s, that is from 24, 25, 26, yeah, thereabouts. Okay, when you get to those, especially those critical years, okay, for majority of us, you know, you're done with school and now you're into the real world, and then you get to see why people always say that adulting is a scam. Yeah, so I mean, there are certain things that are required. There are certain expectations that society have of you, and there are certain expectations that you should have of yourself, or you start to have of yourself when you approach certain age. Okay, so there are certain things that I believe that we need to stop doing when we get to or when we are approaching our mid-20s. There are certain childish behaviors, there are certain I don't know, there are certain attitudes, certain attributes that we need to stop doing, and those are the things that I'll be discussing in this video. Okay, so if that is something that you find interesting, please make sure you keep on watching. Okay, now I know that this and now what I'm about to talk about cuts across both male and female. Okay, but you know, I'm going to talk from my perspective because I am a female and I understand, you know, some of our struggles, especially when we are approaching this age. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to talk about is stop forcing friendship. Yes, you heard me right. Stop forcing friendship. Now, like I said, when you're a teenager, okay, the friends you make are probably people that, you know, you're aiming to be like, or you're trying to belong to a certain clique, or you're trying to, you know, fit into something that you're probably not. Okay, and you know, there's a tendency that you take those friends along, you know, you continue to do life with them, even though, you know, they don't fit into who you are. Okay, but you've made yourself to become this person that you're not, and don't worry about that. I mean, that's all teenage years is about. Okay, trying to figure out who you are. Okay, but in that years, or in those years of figuring things out, okay, you tend to attach yourself to people or to friendships that don't necessarily fit who you really are inside, but rather fit the image that you're trying to project to the world. Okay, but these people see you as this certain person, and then you tend to grow up with those people over your teenage years, and then you get to your, you know, adulting years from 18 years, but this friendship are still there, and they still see you as this certain kind of person or this certain image that you unknowingly have projected to them in your teenage years, okay, and then you find yourself in like in a box trying to be who you are and still trying to be the person that your friends think you are or hope you are, or the image that you've presented to your friends. And don't forget, your friends are also struggling with the same thing, okay? Now there's a struggle. So that's okay when you're a teenager, okay? But when you start to approach adults, there are certain things that are expected, especially when it comes to friendship, that you need to start correcting. There's some image about yourself we need to start projecting. But many people don't get that within those 18, 19, 20 years, okay? But when you get to your mid-20s, okay, now you have to be firm. Now you have to set your standards. Now you have to know the kind of people that you allow in your space. Now you have to be intentional about the kind of friendship that you keep. Now you are not making friends because you want to belong. You are not making friends because, oh, you want people to perceive you in a certain way. No. Now you are making friends based on what you see yourself, or who you see yourself, or what you see yourself achieving in the future. Now you make friends that will help you, that will be instrumental to helping you to achieve your goals. When you get to your mid-20s, you know, there are certain things that are not expected of you. So you cannot be necessarily just be hanging out with people just for the sake of hanging out. You cannot be struggling at age 24, 25. You cannot still be struggling to be the person you are and then be a different person to your friends. No, you don't need that stress in your life, because guess what? Mid-20s comes with a lot of stress. So you cannot still be stressing about trying to project a certain image to certain people or certain friends that you've grown up with because you don't want them to be offended. No, you cannot live life like that anymore. So now you need to be intentional about the kind of friendship you keep. You need to know, evaluate your friend, have an evaluation sheet for your friends and know, okay, who are the friends that are following me to this level of my life? Who are the friends I need to drop? Who are the friends I don't necessarily need to drop but probably need to go, you know, under the list, okay? Because guess what? Friendship comes with a lot of drama of its own, okay? But we try as much as possible to, you know, but when you get to your age 25, you want to minimize the drama that comes with friendship. You cannot in 25 still be with friends that all they ever think of is partying and going to clubs and living life however they want. If that is the kind of future you see for yourself, okay, living life however, whatever comes goes, you can continue to be with those friends. But if you see yourself achieving certain things, you cannot be around people who are not in the same frequency as you are. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you need to evaluate them, okay? And then you also need to know that there are certain people in your life that you need to take down in your priority list. And how do you know them? You need to know, who are the people that are priority in my life now? Who are the people that, you know, and let me just give myself for example now, okay? When I call you my friend, listen, whatever can make me call you my friend, it means that you are a part of me. It means that I can do anything, I can go any length, you know, to support you. It means that I am your number one cheerleader. It means that the moment you want to make any strides or anything, I'm the person behind you supporting you, okay? That's why I don't have a lot of friends, but the few I have, you know, that's one thing they can testify. Once you give me an idea that you want to sell, or you have a business you want to plan, you want to start or stuff like that, I'm the first person in the queue trying to shout this, trying to tell people about your business and stuff like that, okay? Now, one thing that I didn't know, and that's what I wish that I really knew of, someone really told me about what I'm telling you guys when I was in my when I was adulting, okay, my late teens to my adult years, that you need to you don't go all out for everybody you call friends, okay? You need to look at where do they place you in their life. Now, when I was younger, this used to be something that used to make me offended. Oh my God, I would be so mad. Oh, how did she not do that? How could she do that? The last time when she wanted to do this, I was doing this, but when it was my turn, she's not doing this. And I'll be keeping unnecessary hatred and malice in my mind because this person is not meeting the expectation of friendship that I have, okay? And that's because I believe that, you know, if I'm able to go this length for you, you should also be able to go this length for me. So, but what you come to realize that where you place certain people in your life is not where they place you in their life. That's one thing you need to first of all realize. And I think everyone should know this in their early 20s, okay, or their late teens. Not where you place people in your life. You are not in the same level in their own life, okay? So the fact that you will go all out for them. Now, let me give for instance, okay, maybe you want to start a business, okay, and you have this business idea. Now, there are certain friends that you would tell or you will share it with, and you know, they will be, like I said, your number one fan, telling people about it, shouting you and supporting you and stuff like that, okay. There are other people or other friends that you will share it with, and you know, they will be there to give their support. They'll be there to clap their hands. They'll be there to, you know, tell you how much you're going to grow and stuff like that. And even they can even support you however that they can, monetarily and stuff like that. They will be there to give you all the convenient support that they can, okay. But when it comes to, you know, helping you to grow, helping you to talk to people, helping you to, you know, just shouting about you, you're not going to find them there. Now, you cannot hold that against them. You just need to know, and that's one thing that I did, that I'm, you know, now I have come to realize, okay, you just need to know that, okay, this is the category that this person places me. And if if the person ever needs help from me, if I'm led to shout the person and do everything, I will do that because that's who I am. However, I will not inconvenience myself. Or if I have another friend who is doing something, like, there's just a balance, you get. There's a place, the place you put me in your heart, okay, is I will also place you in the category that fits you, not necessarily paying you back in your own coin, okay, or paying you back the same way you pay me, because we are not the same. But I would know that, okay, this is the kind of person that I will not go all out for if they need help. Because you know what is surprising, or what I have come to realize, is that in as much as that's the character of that person, there are certain people in their own life, okay, that would want to do something, and you will see this same person who is unable to go all out for you, going all out for them. Because guess what? Those people are in a certain priority in their mind or in their life that you are currently not, okay. So you just need to know. How do you know? You discover, okay, what I cannot be your friend and you want to do something, and we are in the same house, and the first person who is hearing it is in another state, and me that I'm in your house, I have not even heard that you want to start a business or you want to do something, and I don't know anything about it, and we call ourselves friends. So you just need to know that, okay, she's still my friend, I still love you, I will love you forever, but it just means that my priority list, you just have to calm down, because when you know I'm needed, it just means that I cannot go out of my way to do stuff for you. I would, no, let me rephrase that, okay? I would go out of my way to do stuff for you when I can, but I will not inconvenience myself to do stuff for that person, you know? So I'm not saying that it will change your personality. You just need to have a priority list of all your friends. It will really, really help you from a lot of heartache, a lot of hatred, a lot of gossip and stuff like that, you know, in your mid-20s, okay? So yes, that's one important point. Now, the second point, now if I'm sweating, just ignore it, okay? It is freaking hot. There's this foundation I just bought that I don't know what's happening with it. It just makes my face very oily. But anyways, yes, the second thing I'm going to talk about is you need to stop making excuses, okay? You need to stop making excuses, because nobody owes you anything. Guess what? Nobody owes you nada in this life, okay? When people tell you that adulting is a scam, you don't know. When we are kids, we are all in a hurry to grow up and, you know, get out of our parents' house because you want your freedom and stuff like that. You will get out and you realize that it's not easy out there, okay? So because you don't have a first-class degree does not mean that anybody owes you anything. It is left to you to start taking responsibilities. Yeah, that's my second point. Stop making excuses. Start taking responsibilities. When you're 25, it is not permitted. It is not allowed that you're still taking food money from your mother's house, from your parents. If when you're 25, when you're mid-20s, it is not allowed for you to still be taking pocket money every month from your father. Even if, you know, your parents are wealthy and they don't mind giving you those things, whatever they give to you should be an addition. It should not be what is sustaining you. You should be able to put your hands to work and start to earn some little things. Now, I understand that let me even give myself, for instance, I learned this earlier, like when I was in the university. Like, it was something that I decided that I wanted. Okay, I knew that I wanted to come out with a first-class degree, like first class, like there was no negotiation, okay? However, I also knew that there's a lot of people come out with first class every single year from their university. What is going to differentiate me from them, okay? And so I decided to take up employment when I was in my 300 level, 200 level to 300 level, okay? I took up a full-time employment. I was literally working from 8 to 5, and then from 5 to 10, I would go to school, So it was not easy, but it was a decision I made that I don't want to leave school the way everybody lives with a degree. I want to live with something better, so that when I finish school and my mates are getting entry-level jobs, so they're paying them 50K, 100K and stuff like that, I would not get that, because guess what? I have 2 years of experience that I'm bringing to the market. with my degree. Okay, so you understand what I'm trying to say? So yes, it was never easy, but it was one of those things that I knew I needed to do, because I foresaw the kind of future that I wanted for myself. Okay, so you need to stop making excuses because you came out and there's no job. Guess what? Yes, there's no job, and you're there complaining and this and this and that, and because of that you start to steal, you start to prostitute, you start to sell your body. Guess what? That's the choice you chose to make. See, people, you are not the first person to come out and not get a job or something. Find a way to upskill. In short, this is something that you should learn in your early 20s. Okay, nobody taught me the job I'm doing right now, that I'm doing full-time. It was not something I learned in school. It was something I taught myself online, through online courses, through training here and there that I paid for. Yes, you have to learn. Okay, through internship. I volunteered for internship. When my very first job, they were not paying me, they were only giving me transportation money. I was not earning anything, but I knew that okay, there was an end to what I wanted. Okay, so even if it means you learning another skill apart from the degree that you earn, learning how to make beads, learning how to make hats, learning how to make shoes and stuff like that, yes, get that skill and add it, so that if the degree is not giving you the job you want, you can be doing this in the meantime whilst you are, applying for jobs and doing all of that stuff. Now, I know it's not easy. For instance, now, I did school in Nigeria, and I know most schools in Nigeria, for instance, don't give you that opportunity to be able to work in school. Yeah, so but however, when you're in school, what courses are you taking? How are you upskilling? Okay, and then even if, for instance, you're unable to do it in your early 20s, it's never too late. You are still young, you are still energetic. Okay, you can still make something out of yourself. There are a lot of resources online, good resources that will teach you content creation, that will teach you graphics designing, that will teach you different things online, and they are free. But instead of that, on Saturday we are sleeping, we are not doing anything, we are not reading, we are not trying to upskill, we're not taking any courses and stuff like that. And I'm talking to myself because I've not been doing that in a while now. Okay, so you need to stop making excuses. Yes, there's no job. Yes, it's not a new thing. Every graduate in Nigeria will tell you that there's no job out there. Okay, maybe not every, most graduates in Nigeria will tell you that there's no job out there, there's no money in the economy. Yes, it is nothing new, but what are you doing? How are you helping yourself to be relevant in the market? Because you study psychology in the university, you are waiting for a psychology job. How many psychologists do we have in Nigeria? Even if you study medicine, how many doctors are employed every year in Nigeria? So you need to look at what other skill can I do? Okay, how can I be consulting? How can I be doing freelancing? How can I be doing this and that to be able to earn something extra? Okay, and then don't let me go into that. Will be another point. So yes, no excuses in your mid-20s. Stop making excuses. If you make mistakes, if something happens you're not able to achieve, yes, that's a bump on the road, but you keep moving. You don't wallow there in pity party and be no, you keep moving. Okay, my dear, you keep moving. All right, okay. The next point that I'm going to talk about is you need to stop caring about what people think. Oh my God, I really wish this was a skill that I learned earlier. You see, if you're not in Nigeria, there's something about village people that Nigerians fear a lot. Like, you cannot be a Nigerian and you don't have the fear of village people. Now, these village people are just imaginary people, or I'm not saying they are not real, okay? But they're just these people that we have in our head, that don't want us to succeed, and because of that we don't pursue our dream, because we don't want them to say and we don't want them to think. Let's even leave village people aside, okay, because those ones spiritual and I don't even want to get into that. But we are so concerned about what society is going to think of us, what people are going to think about us, and because of that we don't do the things that we really want to do. I'm not saying that you start to live life the way you want because you want to live life, people really take this I don't care about people thing to another level, where you start to live life recklessly because you want to prove that you don't mind, you don't care what other people think about you. That's not what I'm saying, okay? I am saying that living your best life, doing the things that you want to do without fear of what will people say, not allowing what people would say to stop you from achieving your dreams or from pursuing your goal or your career, whatever it is that you want to pursue. Caring too much about what people say or what people would think or what people would say. And the funniest thing is, we are our own most critical judge. Yes, because the majority of things that you're thinking that people would say, people are not even thinking. We feel like we are so important that all people have to do is to sit down and start to worry about our matter. People have things they're thinking about, they have their own life they're living. So if I'm here not doing things because I'm afraid of what they will say, whilst they are busy trying to live, settle their own life, and I'm here putting my life on hold because they will say this, they will say that. Guys, this is something that I struggled with a lot, and like I said, it has to do with the kind of background that I grew up in. So yes, what people will say, let them say whatever they want to say. Guess what? No matter what you do, there was a story I in my primary 4 reader. I have this story reader book. If you're in Nigeria, you know what I mean by reader. There's a story about the man, the donkey, and the son. Most of you might have, you know, read it or heard about it. You know that the son and the man and the donkey were walking. People said, "Oh, why can you have a donkey and you are walking?" They were both on the donkey. They said, "Oh, they are wicked. You want to kill the donkey." The man put the son. They said the son is insulting. You not allow the father to stay. The father put the son. He said the son is disrespectful. How can your father be walking? See, people are gonna say whatever they are gonna say. Okay, people are gonna talk. People are going to shalaye. People are going to. No matter what you do, people you will always have one person. See, you will always have that one person that will not be satisfied with the way you are living your life. But that is not your headache, my sister, my brother. That is not your headache. You have to just learn to live life in your own terms, okay? And I always say this: since I got married, the only person's opinion that matters to me is God and my husband. The moment God is pleased, my husband is pleased, every other person can say whatever they want to say, okay? That's your opinion, okay? I remember there was this vlog that I put out. Let me just use it as an example. I've never done vlogs before, and I know vlogs is quite intrusive. You show your family, you show your house and stuff like that, and Nigerians, they frown against that because, you know, you don't know who is watching. One auntie in the village can be watching, and, you know, because of that they'll be doing something and the rest of it. Okay, I'm not saying those things don't exist. I mean, it just depends on your faith, on your level of faith and the rest of it. But what I'm trying to say is that vlogging is not something that a lot of Nigerians embrace because they don't see why you should be exposing yourself. Okay, however, so when I did that vlog, I was so worried about putting it out. I was like, God, if I put this out, what would this person say? What would this say? What would they say when they said I'm doing this, I'm doing that? But my husband told me, and my husband is a preacher of live your life. Let everybody think whatever they want to think, okay? But be happy. Don't let anyone be a reason why you're not living a happy life. And please forgive me. I'm using generator, so the light is flickering, or what they call it. Whew. Yeah. So he was like, do you have what is the issue you have with it? I said I don't have any issue with the video. I just have issues with what people would think when they watch the video and stuff like that. And it was like, it kind of encouraged me, and I put it out. And funny enough, that video, the way people really loved and enjoyed and they were entertained, and it actually gave me the most earning I've ever had in a single day on YouTube. Like, I would have missed out on that. And truth be told, majority of the videos that I put out on my YouTube channel that has really gotten me a lot of attraction, views, and, you know, monetary wise and the rest of it, they are videos that I was afraid to put out because I was afraid of what people were going to say. But imagine what my life would have been. Imagine what my life would have been if I stopped to do those things just because I'm afraid. Imagine the level I would still be in. So yes, when God is pleased and, you know, you are pleased, and if you have a husband, your husband is pleased, you know, sometimes even that, I mean, yeah, but yes, depending on the kind of husband you have anyways, if it's a supportive person, is pleased and pleased, everybody is pleased. What's my business if you are not pleased? What's my business? What's my headache? You know, I was talking about this to a friend yesterday, and I was telling her about this video I put out, and she was like, funny enough, when she saw the video, the first thing that came to her mind was like, the mother gone, she do too much. Now, this is a friend that would, I mean, for her to be able to tell me that, that's to let you know the level of our friendship, okay? But she had to call herself to order that, like, why is she upset that someone is posting herself